Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to thank you guys so very much for subscribing to my channel, for sharing and liking my videos. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the private messages, as always. For those of you who are trying to set up a private consultation, look at the description box below and you will find my email there. That's how you can contact me, and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Now, for the April readings, I have been doing the 3-card spread, which is the near or the passing past position, the present, and the near future. Also, cutting the two halves of the deck, I use as general energies for the month. Again, if Spirit decides to make more than 3 cards like they have in the past, then I definitely go with that. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't speak too soon, right? Because it definitely pulled out more than 3 cards. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so definitely Spirit gave you guys a very clear message with the pulling of the card. So I'm just going to continue shuffling until I feel that I'm done, and then I'll cut and use those as general energies. Again, thank you guys very much for your subscriptions, for your messages, and all that great stuff. It seems like April is, has flown by. It didn't seem too long ago when we were just celebrating New Year's, and now we're in April. Time is definitely flying. It's definitely going by very, very quickly. I feel that for all signs, April is going to be a pivotal in the sense of that if you feel from the month of February all the way to March, there were some blockages or things just didn't seem to go as quickly as you would want. I've been seeing that for all signs, the month of April is definitely going to bring a lot of fast-paced type of energy, and with that, changes obviously come. So you guys, that's definitely a good thing. A good thing now is to put your time, put your intentions out there, because that of achieving or attaining those goals are definitely very, very high and possible at the present time. So let's get into this. I will cut. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the cards that came out was the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Tower, Five of Pentacles, and Queen of Cups. So you have two fives, and then you have the Hierophant, which is a 5, and the Six of Cups. So, as general energies for the month, you have the High Priest and the Six of Cups. Now, the High Priest speaks about self conditioning and what you were taught, or what you were um, raised to believe. And this speaks very highly of that of self conditioning as a child, what your parents teach you that is right and is wrong, etc. It is also very close linked to marriage, um, to old values, having those old values and actually acting upon them. But it also encourages you to find your own truth. The High Priest speaks all about having or understanding that no one can ever stop you from achieving any goal or seeing anything manifesting your life. The only one that can do or change or stop that or prevent that is yourself. So it's kind of like coming to the understanding of, perhaps for those of you Scorpios that have uh, denied marriage or have not considered it, or convinced yourself that it would keep you from achieving your goals, etc. Perhaps now you feel like your whole life, your whole perspective of marriage is changing and it's evolving. And the reason for that has to do with obviously emotional fulfillment, or feeling emotional fulfillment, and that of planning or having children. So again, with the high priest, it encourages us to go within ourselves and to come to the understanding that God is within us, and we have ultimately the only control and power to change whatever it is we don't see fit, whatever it is that becomes an obstacle to us, in that including our mentality or our previous way of thinking. Now, with the Six of Cups speaks a lot about nostalgia, past, and again with the High Priest next to it, it's speaking about your childhood. Perhaps you're starting to find for the month of April that you seem to go back a lot. Memories from the past when you were a child growing up, how your father, your mother, or your parents, how they, you know, the childhood that they gave you. Um, and perhaps it has something to do with either children, or it has something to do with the fact that now you are at a pivotal moment in your life where you're starting to feel that it's either playing a role, your past and your childhood is playing a role in your present position, or you're going back to analyze, you know, the reason why you are the way you are now. And in doing so, you will be able to finally let go of resentment, let go of anger or hate, and be able to push forward and see things in a very different perspective. Now, you do have the Nine of Cups and the Page of Cups. So this symbolizes to me, the Nine of Cups speaks about pregnancy, 9 months. It's the 9-month card. So for some of you guys, congratulations if you are in fact having a child, or if you will be receiving the news of having a kid for the month of April. Um, Now, the Nine of Cups is also about complete emotional abundance, and it is the wish card. It speaks about having desires of stability, having desires that perhaps in the past months, even a year, uh, you didn't really focus so much on, or perhaps it wasn't as important to you as it is now. So now you're trying to achieve that goal. You're trying to achieve that stability, or you're trying to challenge yourself. Um, and in doing so, your perspective changes because you start to see things move forward. You start to see the even reaping the rewards of heart and determination, etc. So now with the Page of Cups, that's talking to me about either a message, a love message for those of you who are single or have been single for a while. Again, the Six of Cups does speak about nostalgia and looking back into the past. Perhaps a person from the past is coming into your life, or either you will be going into or going back to them, um, in the sense of kind of like those relationships that kind of start but never really pick up the pace. Nothing really happens. Um, and this is strictly for those of you who are single. Perhaps there was a person in the past that you felt had, with the High Priest, the core values that you want or desire or look for in a relationship. Perhaps in the past there was some type of fear, the feeling of not being enough, or not being able to give them, um, what they want or what they would desire. The feeling of lack of self-confidence or something like that. But with the Six of Cups again, and the Nine and Page of Cups, that's speaking to me about going back into the past, or going back to someone that never really took off. That relationship never really took off. It was like perhaps even getting to know each other type of basis, and both of you guys just decided to go your separate ways. I do see either them coming back to you or you going back to them, and the possibility here is very, very, very high and very likely. Now, with the Nine of Cups, again, emotional stability, the feeling of or the lesson of knowing what it is to be loved and what it is to love. With the Page of Cups, it's definitely an invitation. It's a love invitation. Um, it's emotional fulfillment, is messages and communication coming back and forth. Now, right next to the Page of Cups, you do have the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups speaks about a loss, speaks about past, but it also speaks about looking Usually this card is a symbolization. There's three spilled cups or three spilled chalice, and there's two in the upright position. But the person, or in this deck, the mermaid is kind of dwelling on the spilled milk, so to speak. But I'm not getting that type of energy with this Five of Cups. The energy I'm getting is perhaps in the past there was hurt. Perhaps, and this is speaking strictly to those of you who are single. Perhaps you feel like your love was never reciprocated, or your love was never, valued and respected. But more of like looking at the past, I'm getting the sense, the energy, like you are looking at the present, and that of looking at the possibilities of your future. So it's not so much as reminiscing or going back with the Six of Cups, but it's more of learning from your past and being able to accept whatever it is that happened in your past. Use that as knowledge, use that as an example of what not to do in the present, and take whatever lesson that it taught you or brought you, take that into your future, because you are definitely looking at these two cups, which are the possibilities, or that of an offering with the Page of Cups, this love offering, looking forward to that of emotional fulfillment. Now, in this deck, I'm not sure if you can see very clearly, but in this deck, the Page of Cups is it's a child right in between a wave. And wave or water speaks to me very much about intuition, but also emotional, either fulfillment or emotional destruction. With the Page of Cups, this is talking about feeling completely, you know, rejuvenated. If you've been tainted in love, or it hasn't been easy for you, etc. With this Page of Cups, and the Nine of Cups following it, or coming right before it, this is talking to me about whatever you hoped for, whatever it was that you've been wishing for, desiring. You will be able to manifest that, and you will be able to rejoice in that emotional stability or that emotional fulfillment. Again, like I said, the Five of Cups doesn't speak to me about looking at or dwelling on the past, but it speaks to me very highly about that of taking your lessons that were taught or were learned, and being able to look at the universe in expectancy of waiting for that right person to come into your life, or receiving that unconditional support you've been looking for in a partnership. Now, you do have the Tower, and the Tower comes right after the Five of Cups. This Tower, to me, with the Five of Cups, speaks about something that you were definitely not expecting, something that came out of the blue, something kind of like, you get the carpet pulled out of your under your feet, the feeling of kind of losing stability. But it's not so much of on a physical form; it's more on on a emotional form, because of the Nine and the Page of Cups. Now, usually, the Tower is a symbolization of that of destruction, but with these cards, because the following cards are not they are not dark energies. This speaks very much about emotional fulfillment, and coming in as in destructing or breaking down the barriers, or breaking down your vulnerabilities, or the wall that you've been keeping up. It is all going to crash down, because this person coming into your life is going to be able to not just offer you, but it will nurture your soul to the point of destructing or breaking down to the core of who you really are, and not the tainted person, based off of experience, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. A lot of the times, there has to come destruction, or there has to be the breakage of a building, or the breaking down of barriers to get to the core self, to the core you. And in doing so, what you're doing is you are removing all the walls, you're removing all the blockages, you are removing all the dogma, and becoming you in the purest sense, in the purest possible way. And that would be, in metaphorically speaking, that would be like the innocence of a child. A child is not tainted, a child does not know what's right or what's wrong. Um, we learn that as we grow, and in doing so, we learn, well, this person did me wrong, I'm not going to trust them again, etc., etc. Unfortunately, sometimes when that happens, we don't just necessarily take that lesson as I will not trust them. We take it as I will not trust anyone. And I know Scorpios can be very dark when it comes to depression, when it comes to sadness and sorrow. So again, maybe there was something that uh, happened to you in your past relationships where you just were not capable of trusting or giving yourself uh, to the opportunity of that of love. And again, with this Five of Cups, nine in the page is speaking to me about breaking the barriers and breaking to the core essence of you. Okay, so this is definitely a very beautiful reading. For those of you who are in a relationship or have been in a monogamous relationship, again, with the Tower, the Five of Cups, the Nine, and the Page of Cups, it's definitely talking about unexpected news, but this is not news that will uh, have anything to do with your relationship, but more of an outside type of energy. Perhaps you guys find out that one of either your parent or yourself, either your boyfriend or your girlfriend's parents are are going through a divorce, or you can even find out that your parents are going through a divorce, or there has been some type of breakup that is just coming to you guys without you weren't expecting it. But again, this has nothing to do with your relationship. This is more of an outside type of energy. Now, moving along, you have the Five of Pentacles, and you have the Queen of Cups. So, if we're speaking to those who are single, for those of you who are single, perhaps the person that's coming into your life, or perhaps even the person that was from your past, is that of an earth sign. So, it would be a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. But also, it can also be another water sign. It doesn't have to be their sun sign, could be their moon or rising. Now, water sign would be that of, like yourself, a Scorpio, a Cancer, or Pisces. And with the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of the Queen of Cups, I do want to mention with the Tower. Not sure if you can see this clearly, but this Queen of Cups is looking directly towards the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles speaks a lot about, when it comes to fives, it's all about a battle, but it's more of a battle within. As in the Pentacle suit, it speaks about having lack or feeling like there's lack of. Now, with the Tower next to it, again, like I said, and the other very charged emotional cards of that of water cards, it's speaking about um, unexpected news. For those of you, like I said, for those of you who are single, this is unexpected news or unexpected relationship that's going to be in the upswing that you were not expecting, or that of it can even be a representation of you meeting your shadow, or you know, if we want to talk about soulmates, etc. This can also be a representation. I mean, the Five of Pentacles usually does come up when it's a soul connection. And again, it's something that was very unexpected. It was very sudden. Either you or them reach out to one another. And from there on out, it's like a whirlwind. The Tower can also represent a whirlwind romance. But with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like it's talking about the stability or the start of a stability when it comes to relationships because of the Queen of Cups. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. I'm very interested in this reading, so you guys definitely let me know what's going on. Comment below and let me know how this turns out. I wish you guys the very best. I hope this will help you or guide you throughout the month of April. Many blessings, and we'll see from each other soon.